What's up, Wednesday morning warriors? It is I, the OGGM, your guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, sports, and general internet nonsense. It is the 30th day of the month. It is about 8:30 in the morning. It's 52 degrees and cloudy here in Ventura. It was sunny for about 5 seconds, but now it looks like we're back to winter. Yay, weather. All right, it's time to take a look at all the crowdfunding projects that are coming to an end this week. If any of these projects sound like something you want to support, head on down to your friendly local game store and ask them to look into it for you. That's Dream World Collectibles here in Ventura, California. As always, I will be pointing out the ones I think are interesting and pointing out the ones that I think are not worth your money. If you do not appreciate the fact that I am somewhat judgmental of the Kickstarters, I understand. But, I feel it's part of my job to let you know what I think is worth your time or not. But in general, don't listen to me. If any of these sound interesting to you, buy them. Whatever. Who cares what I think? From Griffon Macaulay, we have the Griffon's Saddlebag, Book 2. Now, was his name Griffon and then he named it after himself, or did he change his name just so the book matched the name of the monster, which matched his name? Because either way, that's cool. This is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition source book. This is the second one that this guy has done. The first one reached about 663 grand. This book continues to showcase daily 5e ideas. So this guy has done 5e stuff every day. Not bad. Good on you, dude. From the Dragon Vault, we have Tempest, a Seafarer sourcebook, and nautical expansion for 5th edition. This is a Dungeons & Dragons sourcebook. It's $33. It's the most popular pledge. It is a, if you couldn't tell by the name, nautical adventures sourcebook for 5e with adding some 10 ocean-related type stuff and subclasses and sea monsters and ship combat rules and, stuff that was already covered in Saltmarsh. But $33 is probably reasonable. From Scoundrel Game Labs, we have Griselda's Guide to Ghost Hunting. This is a D&D 5th edition sourcebook. Most popular pledge is $35. It's more undead for your D&D game. Not just undead monsters, but undead classes and undead game mechanics. Tons of new ghosts and undead for your D&D 5th edition game, because if the monster manual doesn't have enough ghosts and you can't think of them on your own, here's a book for $35 that'll come up with them for you. From Midnight Tower, we have an Unexpected Wedding Invitation. This is the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure module. $25 is the most popular pledge. This is the mashup you've been waiting for, a Jane Austen themed adventure for 5e. Really? This is the mashup I've been waiting for? At no point in my gaming history have I ever said, God, I really want a Jane Austen mashup D&D adventure where I have to stop a wedding. Unless there's other things going on, and that's just a subplot. That shouldn't be the main plot. Because, that's the direction people think D&D wants to go. So, we'll get back to that one. From Cassidy Percoco, Percocco, we have Dandies and Dandazettes. This is an original system core rulebook. It is $25 is the most popular pledge. It's set near the Regency era of England. It's a RPG that lets you play through the dramas and social intricacies of the period. So if you're a fan of Jane Austen, if you're a fan of Bridgerton or whatever it's called, that steamy romance thing on Netflix, here's a game that lets you do that stuff. It's got dueling and courtship and the regencies and the ton and all that stuff. It's a game for fans of Bridgerton. From Radio James Games, we have Fight to Survive. This is an original system. It's a core rulebook. $22 is the most popular pledge. This game brings martial arts to the subgenre of American martial arts movies to tabletop, inspired by films like Hard Times, Streets of Fire, Bloodsport. It's a 1980s American martial arts films role-playing game based upon Pendragon. From Creature Creation, we have Crawling Death Below the Dying Forest, a third-party Mork Borg book. This is a Mork Borg adventure module for $20. It's more Mork Borg goodness. So yeah, 55-room dungeon crawl of Mork Borg madness. Most popular pledge for that is $20. From Menagerie Press, we have Westlands, a 2d6 system RPG core book. This is a streamlined Sword of Sephiroth system book. $1 is the most popular pledge. Need a fantasy RPG system and everything you want to run games with? For $1, you get a streamlined version of the Swords of Sephiroth system and adventure and maps for the price point. This is hard to argue with. It's a 2d6 system. So it's a fantasy game using a 2d6 system that isn't powered by the apocalypse, but probably feels a lot like Powered by the Apocalypse. And then from EN Publishing, we have the Blessings, Healings, and Peace for Ukraine D&D Sourcebook $5 PDF. This is the collection of cards and props that contain spells and magic and stuff, and all the proceeds go to the dust up in the Ukraine. All right, so now let's go back to the top. Griffon Saddlebag, $50 for stuff that you could just go to his webpage and get for free. I want you to support this guy because he's putting out stuff every day for 5e, but $50 for stuff you're already giving me for free? Yeah, no. Tempest, nautical expansion for 5e. These rules are already available to me through either A, Saltmarsh, or B, online, so yeah, no. Gazelda's Guide to Ghost, no. Unexpected Wedding, no. Dandies, and no. Fight to Survive, role-playing martial arts meets heart. There already are role-playing expansions, and there already are role-playing games about martial arts. If you want to play a martial arts role-playing game, you can't go wrong with Ninjas and Super Spies because it is one of the most well-researched. Or GURPS Martial Arts, and I only toss out GURPS Martial Arts because I helped write it. And I don't know if there's really a need for a street fight to survive Streets of Fire type, game. Yeah, no. Another module from Mork Borg. Yes. 2d6 fantasy system for $1. $1 for a PDF? Great. Yeah, support that. The EM Publishing card thing. Yeah, if you want to donate money to the charities that are taking care of the Ukraine, great. If you want to donate it through EN Publishing and get some props for your 5e game of spells and stuff, great. That one I support if that's a charity that you're behind. So generally most of these, except for the Mork Borg adventure, don't really feel like anything I would get behind, but that's not up to me. If any of these sound like a product you want to get behind and support, head on down to your friendly local game store. That's Dream World Collectibles here in Ventura, California, and ask them to look into it for you. And remember to tell them the OGGM adventure sends you. Not that it'll get you anything, but I like to know people are out there talking about me, even if it's mostly positive, I hope, and not the usual round of insults. But that's okay, because I'm part of the problem. That's everything that's going on in the tabletop role-playing game Kickstarter world. If you appreciate this content, let me know. If you don't appreciate this content, let me know. If you have any things to say about what you'd like to see in the future of tabletop role-playing game and what kind of products you'd like to see kickstarted and what kind of stuff you definitely want to see again. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to say they'd never want to see a Jane Austen-themed D&D adventure or Bridgerton-themed role-playing game. I mean, the show's great. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's romantic. It's a good popcorn waste of time, unplug your brain and look at pretty people TV show, but I don't think it deserves a role-playing game. But what do I know? I'm an idiot. Till next time, get out of my weird person holding a goat with a monkey. I don't even know anymore. I just what's going on in this picture? Yeah, just give me the old yeah, whatever. See ya.